this is a question I get every single day from our clients, from our prospects, from strangers. Every single day we talk about backlinks and how backlinks can get you more visibility on Google, how they help you show up on the top search results and get you more leads, more clients, and more visibility. Many times people do not properly understand what a backlink is and what the impact can actually be for your website. And another thing we're going to cover in this presentation is we're going to look at what backlinks are actually useful for your website and which ones are not. And I'm going to tear it down into the littlest details so that you properly understand and you can go out there with confidence and say, okay, these backlinks are actually useful for me, these backlinks are not useful for me, and you'll get a better understanding of what will actually help you show up at the top of the search results. So this is a little quick presentation that I did with the help of AI with a tool called Gamma. So don't scold me for the images and stuff that we used in here. On the right side, I'm also going to show my screen and show you one-on-one live examples of different situations that we're going through. Initially, maybe imagine quickly that you're at the top of Google, you're getting more clients and more increased visibility, you're getting more leads, more traffic, more sales. So this is the dream, right? Everyone wants this. The easy way is to run paid ads, then you show up at the top. It costs a lot of money, and still organic search is very much there and very valuable and useful, because once you climb to the top, you more or less stay there. Of course, it takes continuous work and updated content and backlinks that you got to add all the time, but it's definitely way cheaper to stay at the top of Google search results organically than it is to stay there with ads, because ads you run and you pay for them every single day, versus being up there organically takes significantly less money and effort. So how do we get to the top? Maybe just quickly a refresher. Before we start, I'm going to do a quick refresh on what Google really does and how these backlinks come into play. So when a website is published, and you can publish a website today, more or less in a couple of hours, Google needs to understand how this website is published. The easiest way to put your website into Google is by going to this tool called Google Search Console. And here you can submit your site. More specifically, you can submit your sitemap, which some tools on WordPress will allow you to do that. Other tools on Squarespace and Webflow will also allow you to do that. You submit your sitemap to the Google Search Console, and that understands, hey, okay, there's a new website on Google. We need to index it and put it into our search results. So if you've just launched your website, this is the first thing that you do. If you're a developer, so didn't do this already for you, usually this would be on you. So you can head over to Google Search Console. It's completely for free. You can click Start Now, and then you can submit your site. There's also a WordPress plugin called Google Site Kit. You can install that one for free, and then you can connect all your tools, including Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and even if you want, Google Ads. So once this is done, Google understands your website is there, but your authority is basically zero. Because your website is super new, Google does not know if you're maybe a spammer, scammer, something not real. So Google needs to understand, who are you? Where do we categorize you, and what importance can we give you? And this is something called authority. There's a couple of big SEO tools out there that have given this a name. Some of them, a tool that we use is called Ahrefs. They give it a name that's called DR, so domain authority. Others give it different names. But basically, it's always a number between 0 and 100, 100 being the most important, the most authoritative website, and 0 being basically new. So once you publish a website, your initial authority on the web, on Google, is 0. Once you get to a level like Forbes or Facebook, you'll have more of a level 100, and everywhere in between. Smaller local business websites, they'll usually have a little bit of authority, a couple, 5, 20, maybe 30. And once you get to more established, bigger brands that are making money online, you'll have a higher authority because you're spending more money on things like backlinks, content, and SEO, and Google gives you more value and authority. So this authority is somewhat also linked to how many websites link to you and how important these websites that are linking to you are. So what is a backlink? In its simplest form, a backlink is another website linking to yours. So let's go open up some website of an interior designer in LA. And we just Google this quickly and look at this website. So we're going to check out on the back end how many backlinks this website has. And it seems to have a couple. Now we can go drill down on these backlinks and see which ones are actually valuable. And then we see there's only really one backlink that is powering this website, which is a useful, do follow, important backlink. Now, if we go visit this website, just quickly, this website is called anadesignla.com. If we go to this other website over here, we will see that somewhere within this blog post, she is linking to this other website. Maybe it's right here. So exactly. So there's a quote here which is being answered by, I'm assuming, the founder of this interior design company, Anna Vasiltsova. And in this comment, she's talking about maybe her expertise, what she does. And this whole blog post is called, Can Plants Really Help Control My Home's Temperature? And then in this comment, she's answering what she thinks plants should be doing or should not be doing, or can they control the temperature? And like this, she's showing expertise and she's talking about a very familiar matter to her, right? Plants, home. This is a website that is talking about interior design, talking about living, and it's a very big website. Okay, so these links, they're called, formerly the tool was called Harrow. They're journalists reaching out to people and they want to get these expert comments, and then they will fill their posts with these expert comments to have a well-written piece, and in exchange for that value, they will link back to your website. This is, in its simplest form, this is a link that helps you rank higher on Google. So now you're probably asking, why is this one link so much more important than all of the other links? And if we go back looking at all of the other links here, we will quickly see a trend, right? We can go look at this website, for example, which is also linking back to her website. But this website, Best Luxury Designer Los Angeles, this website itself has zero authority. So there's no real authority, there's no real traffic to this website. And this looks like an automatically generated description and link to this site. Okay, so this link will be way less impactful than the other link. That's why when you're looking for backlinks, you don't always want quality. So you want the backlinks that are from websites that are getting real traffic, that are relevant or locally relevant to your niche, and they are also in somewhat talking about you. If we go look back at this other example here, this is a very authoritative example where in this big blog, which is probably getting traffic, is linking back to Anna and her website. So if we click here, we get back to this website and we'll see the introduction to her team and to her project. So now that we know that backlinks are important and backlinks get you more traffic, more higher rankings and more clients, how do we get more backlinks? The easiest way is to go look up your website or go look up your main keyword, for example, interior designer Los Angeles, and then go find all of your contractors, suppliers, anyone that has something to do with you, including any kind of local shops that you work with, local websites that you somehow collaborate with, and reach out to them, ideally with some form of value. So for example, hey, we did this together, I'd like to feature you on my website, or I've written a blog post for you. Reach out to them and get them to link back to you. This can be some form of partnership, this can be some form of joint article of working together. This is really open, but this really helps you also climb these rankings of local listings in your area, which are not easy for global websites, may have a lot of authority, but locally they're not as relevant. The second thing that you can do is many designers, especially designers, interior designers, contractors, you're featured in magazines and in news, you win awards. So many times these news websites or these award websites will not necessarily link back to you. The easiest way to find out if you were featured or mentioned is you can go look up your name. You can just Google for your name. You can also search for your name specifically and check all of the results that come up. Let's assuming you're Lindsay Brooke, right? We can go check all these listings and then we'll find her website, obviously, but we may also find other listings. And also on the second page of Google, we'll find Pinterest, some other social accounts. Here's the Florida bar. So then we could go check these websites and see if they are linking back. In any case, if this was actually Lindsay Brooke, the designer, then she could go here and she could check that her website is also linking back to hers. These are the easiest backlinks to just gain control of, because you can always reach out to these websites and get them to link back to you. And the last point on how to get more backlinks is by doing something similar than in the first one, but to more stranger people. So not your partners or local people that you've collaborated with, but to other websites that are relevant to yours, either talking about design or anything relevant in your niche, or they're locally relevant, and reaching out to these website owners. So you got to find their contact details. You got to find their email address. You can use tools like Hunter.io or other tools to quickly find their email address and reach out to the contact on the website. Say, hey, you would be interested in collaborating in form of a guest post or in form of something like that. Easiest way is to give them something of value, right? You can go research, look at their blog and come up with an interesting topic that may be of use to their audience and go and write that blog post out. You can use something like ChatGPT to give you a draft, to give you an outline, and then refine that draft, personalize it, send it off to them, and ask them to link back to you. Those are the easiest way to quickly gather new backlinks. So if this was useful to you, go ahead, give it a follow. I'll be dropping more videos like this all the time, talking about backlinks, talking about SEO, how you can take your local service-based business like an architecture and interior design firm to the next level, get more reach, get more visibility, and get more customers through Google. You can see, for example, ourselves, right? We continuously always add backlinks to our own site as well. This is also a channel of where we get our customers, is when you Google us and you find relevant topics about how to market your architecture firm or your local service-based business. So if you want us to take a deeper look at your specific setup and your website, you can book a call in the link down below with myself or with someone within our team, and we'll take a deep dive into your website. We'll show you exactly where you're at right now and what it takes to get to where you want to be and what the results would be that you could be expecting. And if you'd like to implement this yourself, then just click follow and follow along for the next videos. See you in the next one.